Welcome back, players. I'm Jack with 36 Cancel, and this is Coco the Weiss Cat, and I'm back. Even though I never really left, I haven't put out a real video in weeks, and there are a few reasons for this, and I didn't think I'd be out of the game for that long, but in light of that, I'd like to make a little video about what I've been up to and some stuff that's been happening in the Weiss world during my little break. First, I've got a few personal and channel updates. I've been in the process of redoing my whole setup. New computer, new hardware, new peripherals, and new editing software. The project ran a little over budget and took longer than I expected, but I'm very happy with the results. This means that I can make higher quality videos and hopefully speed up the editing and rendering process. I still love making Weiss content and playing the game, so I've redoubled my efforts to keep at it. Now, I did have some hiccups though, hence the small break. First off, the learning curve for the new editing stuff has been a lot steeper than I anticipated, and I floundered around with it a lot before I figured it out. And second, when I transferred my hard drives, I lost access to a bunch of assets I have for the channel. I'm not sure how that happened, but since then I've recovered and built them better than ever. But now that my office doesn't look like an electronics workshop run by schizophrenic gnomes, I'm ready to film again and continue to bring you Weiss content. Now that's good news, but unfortunately I've got some bad news as well. A week ago, our local play group suffered a loss when one of the game store owners at the shop we congregate and play at died of coronavirus. We're all very sad that he passed, and he should be remembered as someone who brought joy to all of us nerds and weebs for giving us a place to play and indulge in our hobbies. Running an LGS isn't easy, especially during COVID, and we're grateful for all the work he put in to make that possible. So that said, my locals are going to be question marks for a while, but fear not. As part of my new setup, I'm geared to do webcam matches a lot easier. I've already played some, which may or may not be up on my channel depending on the upload and editing order I choose for some of the stuff I'm working on right now. But that means more games to check out on the channel with more varied matchups and not just a few dudes with the same playmats each week. Because this means it's easier for me to grab some games from Discord servers I'm in and even join online locals in other game shops. I've already done some checking around and I may be joining some other online locals soon, so look forward to that. Now that wraps it up for personal updates, so let's move on to some general news that I want to cover. First on the agenda, ENTCG hosted another one of his great tournaments for Midspring right after Day Live dropped in English, and the stats from that tournament are pretty interesting. ENTCG always attracts some of the best from all over the world with his activities, so I like to think of it as a useful barometer for the upcoming meta. As you can see by this graphic made by Taya Gary, while the 62 players brought an extremely diverse set of decks to the tournament, Day Live took the lion's share at over triple the next popular title's representation. However, despite this, Dow did not make it into the top 8, which ended up being equally diverse, featuring Titan on top, Goblin Slayer in second, Adventure Time in third, and ReZero, Sword Art, Bunny Girl, Sunshine, and SAO again. Now, should we take this to mean that Day Live isn't as strong in English as we thought? No, not even close. That set is still busted. However, the analysis here definitely suggests that Dow might have a tougher matchup when playing against the more fair decks, with tools that don't fold to the ridiculous board states that Dow can create, and instead focus on plussing, compression, and curving out with consistency instead of explosive power and damage. Also, the Dow mirror match is pretty cancerous, as the deck has anti-DAL tools already built in. This could definitely lead to a lot of losses against itself should it present as the majority in the field, therefore leading to lower rates of actual placing. It's also worth mentioning that many of the top players will play both English and Japanese Weiss, meaning that a lot of these guys already know Day Live and how to play into it, despite it being a very strong set, which of course could present a lot of difficulty for English players who are picking it up because all they read about it is that it's dumb and broken. I'm no meta expert or pro player, but this was a pretty interesting first look at Day Live's impact on English Weiss. Anyway, now let's take a look at a more official source, Bushiroad themselves. In March and April, some interesting stuff happened on their end, and I want to talk a little bit about it. And first on that front, I want to talk about supply and production. A while ago, I collaborated with Platinum Point to discuss the issue of supply in Weiss 4s, where players were having a tougher time buying product and placing pre-orders. One of the main takeaways we came out with was that second print runs of new releases were more critical than ever, and you know what? Bushiroad delivered. After Day Live was sold out everywhere on release day due to Weiss 4's players buying it up faster than Redditors buy GameStop stock, there was a brief period where prices were through the roof and there was no feasible way to buy it. But then, Bushiroad announced a second print run, which alleviated a lot of the market tension. And as I make this video, Day Live is up and available on many online storefronts at far more reasonable prices than before. I can't understate the importance of this move by Bushiroad and how much as a player, even if DAO isn't my thing, I appreciate them doing this. I hope this represents an ongoing renewed effort on their part to make Weiss 4s more available. After all, the market is definitely there. And if you ask some other YouTubers, the game is seeing more publicity and attention right now, making it ripe for growth in summer 2021. Now after this, Bushiroad did announce yet another delay for Heaven's Feel Volume 2. The new release date for this set is August 20th, 2021. In the announcement, Bushiroad says that this is due to a welcome increase in demand for upcoming titles putting a strain on their production, and that this was the best solution not to impact any other releases. And again, I think this is great news for us. If Bushiroad is picking up on the players' calls for more Weiss 4s, this can only mean good things to come. And speaking of solid moves by Bushiroad lately, they've been putting up a lot of 7 Deadly Sins spoilers that looked pretty solid throughout April. Thus far, we have a first look at Elizabeth and Meliodas in yellow. Elizabeth has a level 1 combo that has the on attack mill 2 and salvage an X or lower character where X is total level milled that reaches 7k with her combo, not counting any other potential boosts. And Meliodas has an 11k healer that has a pay 1 burn 2 ability when the card facing him attacks. Both of these cards are pretty solid and both of these combos are on choice triggers. Then we gotta look at green with Diane and King. Diane has a very solid 4 or more stock healing early play and a level 3 pay 1 stock swapper. And King has a finisher that heals and then with a bar combo has a pay 1, pitch 1, mill 6 and then burn 1 X times combo where X is the number of climaxes milled this way. Then another week passed and we saw Ban and Elaine. Elaine got a level 0 that has the promo Cowgirl effect, which is always amazing, as well as a level 1 combo with a generic top check 4 and add 1 on attack. Ban got a draw 2 pitch 1 finisher that on reverse lets you pay 2 and burn 3. However, both the level 1 and level 3 combo use the same climax, a gate called Fountain of Youth, thus opening a lot of building freedom for other combos. And in blue, we see of course some enemies of the main heroes. This includes a very powerful level 3 Hendrickson that top checks 3 on play and on attack with a pants combo lets you pay 1 and pitch 2 and top check your opponent, put the card you see back or in the waiting room, and then burn 4. And of course, this is before you even attack. Pretty damn brutal if you ask me. There's also a Gila and Hauser level 1 pair that lets you add cards to your hand under different conditions using the same book climax combo. Hauser is on attack, top check 2 and your opponent chooses one character or event, and Gila is a free salvage when your opponent levels up. And encouraging players to play mono blue, there's a Mill 5 Brainstorming Jericho that searches the keywords to those 2 climaxes we talked about, and a level 1 assisting Dreyfus that lets you swap one climax for the other for free. Finally, in going deeper into the red pool, Bushiroad teased us with a Gauther that lets you pay 1 and stand a character with a standby combo, and a Merlin that's a tap self-salvage Brainstormer. And thus far, the set looks extremely solid. I don't know too much about 7 Deadly Sins, but it also seems to be very much in flavor, and I can't wait to see how the rest of it shapes up. As a reminder, the release date for this English original is July 30th, so get those pre-orders in. Finally, there's one little piece of news that while not directly related to Weiss 4s, may have some big implications. In mid-March, Bushiroad bought a controlling share in the visual novel publishing company, Frontwing. For those of you not familiar, Frontwing is the BN company that published Grisaya and other amazing VNs like Tsubihime. Now, I don't know the specifics on how the intellectual property works when a company controls a greater than 50% share in another company, but I would imagine that if Bushiroad was going to release Weiss 4's products like, say, Grisaya, this would be a lot easier if they owned the company that published Grisaya. To bolster this idea, Bushiroad announced during their 13th anniversary stream in Japan that they would be releasing another Grisaya set in Japan that not only encompassed 3 of the most popular spin-off stories, but was 130 cards in size. Now, does this mean anything for English? Maybe not, but I'm just trying to read the tea leaves. After all, owning Frontwing and printing a set 2 for Grisaya could make for a very powerful 1-2 release in the winter season, and if it does, you can be damn sure that there are going to be case openings on this channel. And well, that's going to wrap up things for this mini update. After all, I need to leave some stuff for my spring update, which is coming soon, but to summarize, there are a lot of neat things happening in Weiss, cool titles are coming soon, and the game is in a really interesting place right now with powerful new sets and increased product demand for a growing player base. And of course, Coco and I are here back in full swing, ready to keep you in the loop and give you your fix of Weiss 4's content. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.